In moments where I did not want to show up, it was the stories that kept me going. The unheard stories that people needed to hear. The struggles, the pain, the sacrifices made. If there's anyone that was in need of encouragement, it was me. Our mission is simple. Impact the one who was lost.
Because those mind battles was just getting too much, and I just thank God, man. I can't complain. And the culture of the rugby league is a bit different.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you got to look after yourself and you look after your mental health and stuff like that. So God really did something, man. Yeah. He changed everything around, and thank God, man. I wouldn't be alive, man, to be honest.
It's gonna be tough, but if you really wanna, if you're really passionate about it, you'll find something and really knuckle down on it, and just get the work done. Trust the process. Trust the process.
Trust the process. I love that one.
No matter how fast, no matter how slow, just trust it, I guess.
Just surround yourself with the right people. That takes it a long way, and you think if you really love it, you're gonna get through it, I guess. You get injured, and there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Simplest way to put it is that the easiest way that I found, and probably the most simplest way to do this, is the modelling principle. Find someone that has the results that you want and just do the exact same thing that they speak the way they, like if you met the people that speak into my life, you probably pick up, I say things like them, or I have particular hand gestures like them, and it's all from that modelling principle, man. Like whatever they have, just do what they do. How they say it, their habits, what they watch, what they read, what they eat, you just mimic them. That's all it is, man. Like you just keep watching them, keep mimicking them, and then just put that on repeat, rinse and repeat. That's probably the easiest way to do it, because man, if there's anyone that you want to model, eventually when you're doing things and saying things and thinking like them, eventually you have the results that they have. That's the easiest way to put it, man.
My biggest thing with this journey that I've learned, and I'm still battling it, no matter what bad news you ever get in your life, whether it be medical, family, money, work, you choose two things. You either get knocked down, stay on the ground. But can I ask you something? That ground is not going to move unless you open it up and fall in it. What are you going to achieve? You're going to cry for an hour, let out all your emotions, or just stand back up, take a big deep breath, go for a walk and stand up and fight. Fight for what you want. Simple as that. If you don't want it, dig yourself a grave and put yourself in it. Well, that's where you want to go. If you really believe that you want to keep moving forward, take the battle, take the hit, and keep going, man, because it's the only way. Ask for advice. I'm telling you, ask for advice. It's the best feeling when you have friends. Share it, talk about it. It's okay. No one will judge. They'll judge you for a day, maybe. A day. People judge you for no more than a day, then I'll move on to something else. But these people you don't want in your life, you don't worry about them. You move on, because they'll still be there for you anyway. That's how I look at it. They'll still be there for you. All right? That's my advice to all you people out there.
Your personality will come out of your playing or out of whatever you're doing. That's true. But also, look, if you're shy or if you're a quiet, introverted sort of person, understandable. But there's got to be a moment in your life where you need to break out of that chain, and you need to if this means for you to get money, you need to get paid. You can't be introvert or on an email. Can't be shy of approaching that person, because if you don't approach that person with confidence, and even before that person sees you, lay one note down or sing one note, there's a certain time where you got to be humble, and there's a certain time where you need to put your foot down, because if this means for you to be as a full-time career and get paid, you need to just be out there. You have to be confident. Just get your stuff out there. Don't be shy. Just look, if it's one bung note or few bung notes, put it up. That's the real you. Just be you, man. Just be you, but at the same time be confident.
People will say, become a millionaire, do nothing, blah blah blah. If I was financially free or whatever, I didn't have to go to work and stuff like that, I would try and make ways, firstly focus on myself, try and build myself up to the best I can. But in saying that, try to build others up around me as well, and to encourage, to impact others around me, and not just in my close circle, but to the whole world if I can. Honestly, I love to give. I love to give time. If I had more money, I'd love to give more money, man. Honestly, I could not give a crap about money. It's important, but man, there's way more important things than money and financial freedom and stuff like that. It's more about helping others that are less fortunate than you, building each other up. And once you get there, once you're happy, keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. So that's what I think, man.
Understanding your worth, your value, and your place that you have on this earth. Always find a positive in every negative. You know, if something doesn't go your way, still be happy. Get over it. Be happy. Get over it. It's something that I've always lived by. It's something that, for me personally, that's made me the person I am. If something bad really happens, you're not going to be crying about it in 5 months. So why waste your happiness? Down moment, you know. Always believe to be happy and always want to be happy, and it's something that's made me the happiest person of my life. So I've always been happy. And
just do one thing every single day of your life, you know, and allow that one thing to transform into two things. And what I mean by that is just implementing a habit. We really do underestimate like what waking up an hour early can do. You know, we underestimate how just going outside every single day can do, because what that's actually doing is, like, what I feel anyway, it's I'm achieving something every day, right? It's building momentum. You know, it's allowing me to sort of like stick to something that I put my mind to, right? So we're getting these micro achievements as well as building momentum, making us better to really have the ability to be able to handle that life-changing moment that's sure to come, but there's something that we can do. So my words of encouragement is try and think about something that you feel you can better yourself on a daily basis.
Work when no one else is working. You know, like the reason why I get up at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning to train is because everyone's asleep. You know, it gives me more time at the time of the day to get more things done. I train twice a day, and the reason why I do that is because I know a lot of athletes out there right now at this time, they're treating this like a holiday. I think, my advice would be to work when no one else is working. Be disciplined of the time you wake up, the time you go to sleep, the food that you put in your body, the stuff that you watch, making sure that, it's quality stuff to your life.
I'm only one testimony of what Jesus can do. If you're out there, if you're listening, I encourage you to accept Jesus Christ into your life. Without him, you can go nowhere.
Keep going. This next year to 2 years is going to be a very tough time. You've just got to hang on and get through this, and we'll all come out the other side. It's going to be very tough for some people, but just hang on with your mates and, get through it, and we'll get through it together.
You look back at your life when you're like 60 years old, 70 years old, you're like, you could have done a lot more. Like, there's this one awesome thing that Ed Milet, like I can finish up on this. Ed Milet talks about, if you listen to his podcast, when you're going through life, right? When you get to the end of your life, God's going to present you to this man that you could have been, or this man that lives up to your full potential. And our goal in life is to make sure that when we meet that person, like, they're a reflection of exactly who we are. I've known you my whole life. That's exactly who God created me to be.
Yeah, man.
And the worst thing, like Ed Milet says, is the worst thing at the end of your life is you get to the end of your life, God presents you with this man, this image who you could have been, and you're a completely different person.
Work and be grateful. Work for what you want in your life. If you want something, like I said, obviously go get it. You got to have self-motivation. You got to surround yourself around the right people. You can't surround yourself around people that are going to influence you in bad ways. So that's my biggest advice. My biggest motivation is, you want something, that you go get that.
Words of Mother Teresa: if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. And that's the last words that we part off with anyone when we do a walk or a workshop, is that go home, love your family, love your partner, love your kids, love your siblings, love your parents, love your family. Love the people you share your life with, because it all starts at home.
But there's this one thing that I've been trying to work through lately, and I'm halfway up the mountain, bro. It's just letting stuff go. I've struggled with letting things go. It's stuff that were out of my control, childhood, that I couldn't let go of. That was tough for me. And subsequently beating myself up about a lot of stuff. I was still working through stuff that happened to me 10 years ago, 5 years ago. To wrap it up, it's just let it go, leave it to God, man, and stop being too hard on ourselves.
He says, before you become, you must be. And that's where the think and act as if you already are comes from. So before you become, you must already be. So you can't become what you want to become if you're not being the person you want to be in the next 5 years. So do things and act accordingly to who you want to become in the next 5 or 6 years. That's what I want to say to people.
I feel if you really, truly, deeply want to do something, whether it be starting a business, whether it be starting a podcast or a vlog or anything in life, you are accountable to start that, and it is up to you. And all I can say is be confident. If you're passionate about something and you want to go ahead with it, just do it. Do your research, educate yourself, just try your best to keep teaching yourself. You can never be underskilled at something. There's always room for involvement and there's always room for progress. And if you feel like you're not confident, then that's when you need to go out and you need to research and teach yourself. But yeah, just believe in yourself, I guess, in anything that you do, and always be true to yourself. That's truly important. Don't filter your values, your morals, or your beliefs to fit a criteria of other people just to suit them or just to succeed, because that's not what succeeding is about. It's about being you and not losing your way and just being yourself.
You don't like referees. I know a lot of people view us like I said, as the bad guys. Honestly, just go out there and have like a 5-minute conversation with the referee. They'll help you change your mind about how you see referees. And if you can do that, then, and hopefully if I've changed someone's mind today, and if they go out and do that, then, you know, like I felt really happy about doing this and jumping on the podcast today.
Continue to build more bridges of love and hope wherever you are, whatever platform you have, because we need more bridges. And yeah, I think that's my small encouragement. Like whatever you do it out of love, and not because you're going to receive something, but do it because we freely receive from Christ, so freely give.
The best piece of luck I ever got is that you have to have a why. If you don't have a why, doesn't matter how hard you try, doesn't matter what it is, you will fail. The why isn't greater than every problem or every issue that you come up against, then you will fail. You have to have a why that transcends that. You know, if your why isn't greater and your why doesn't speak volumes of who you are, then there really is no purpose to what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like you have to have a why. Doesn't mean no one else has to know your why. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if anyone else knows it, but you have to know it. And you have to sit there and meditate on it as well.
If you're wanting to do YouTube and you feel like you're not confident on it or anything, as we said in Polytube Fauna, just pick up the camera and just do what you love doing. Once you do what you love doing, you can impact people. Be positive, stay focused, don't let anyone stop your grind. You know, that's just one way to feel. You just keep on your grind.
If you have a goal, go for it. Stay focused and go for it. Don't let anyone bring you down. No matter where it takes you, just remember where you started. Stay humble, stay grounded.
Yeah. Take that negative into consideration is what you can work on. Don't get hate off of it. Use it as like a learning curve, you know.
Don't worry about negativity. Just keep on pushing, because like you said, there could be that one person that actually is listening and that could love what you're doing.
I guess the thing that Lama and I, the main thing we always talk about is being better in all that we can. Being a better human being. I think that's the most important thing in life. Every day you need to try and be better, try and help if you can, or just like be better emotionally, be better mentally. Always trying to work on yourself to become, you know, more caring, more loving, more understanding. And yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And to everyone out there, just never know that you're never alone. If you're ever going through any tough times or you're having your darkest days, just reach out and don't, like how you even reach out to me. Like I don't just, even if you've never met me, never anything, but just always know that there's someone out there that loves you and that you mean the world to, even if you don't feel like it or see it, because, you know, all you're going through, you're struggling mentally and that. But yeah, that's a big thing for me too, bro. Them two things are probably the biggest thing.
People are so scared of fear. You tell what I'm scared of, bro? Regret. Bro, fear is nothing. When you're 80-year-old, like Gary Vee says it all the time, bro, when you're in the nursing home, you see those 80-year-olds in their eyes, you know, they have regret because they didn't achieve what they wanted to achieve in life.
Oh, wow.
I do not want that at all.
On the back of it, it said, the pain you feel today is the strength you will feel tomorrow. Can you understand that phrase and how much it applies to my actual life? Everything that I've been through, the pain that you feel today is the strength you will feel tomorrow. So anyone that's out there listening and you've been through some stuff, you know, it's just a bad day. You can do this, you can overcome it. Visualize who you want to be, believe in yourself. Even if no one believes in you, you need to believe in yourself to get to where you want to be.
All achievement, all starting point, achievement always starts from your belief. You don't really have to know how, but you just have to know. You just have to know. And if you don't feel that way yet about your goal, then it's probably because you don't have a goal. Probably because you need to change your goals. You know, change your goals or find something that you feel good about. Find something that you can believe in. But, you know, there's also a trick as well. If you can't believe in yourself as well, borrow someone else's belief in you and use that to create results for yourself. yourself. And once you start creating results in your life, you're going to start creating belief for yourself as well. So the starting point of all achievements is your belief. You don't have to know how, you just have to know.
Individuality is really important in life and in content creating, especially content creating. You got to set yourself apart from the rest, you know. That's probably the biggest thing for me, and that's what's helped me along the way. Just I don't, like we were saying before, recycling from other people's ideas, but making it into my own aesthetic. Just individuality, trusting yourself, keep pushing, because at the end of the day, you only got you.
My advice here was you never have to be understood. Not everyone's going to understand who you are and what you're thinking. As long as you know it's true in here, it'll always be right. Don't ever make things look away because someone else says something, like their opinion on what you're doing and how you're saying it. Don't ever try craft what you do and how you do to suit what they say, because that won't be right and that won't feel right. And I'm like, man, I always emphasize this. It's like, own who you are, but know who you are. You cannot own who you are if you don't know who you are.
Be fearless and fuck it, just do it, bruh.
Don't be scared to try things. Like if I didn't take that leap of faith and leave my 9-to-5 job and experience the world of entrepreneurship, bro, I would have never known, you know what I mean? And I feel like, I always say, just try, give it a go, you know what I mean? If it does fail, bro, the world's so big, man.
Yeah.
There's all these different things that you can do. If you lose a job in Sydney, you're definitely gonna get a job the next day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So don't be scared to leave your 9-to-5 job and just give it a crack, you know what I mean? Yeah, it might take you 3 years, even 5 years, but bro, it took me a solid 3 years to get where I'm at today, you know what I mean? But if I didn't take that leap of faith and I didn't try, bro, I would have never known, you know what I mean? And the ups and downs will be there. At the end of the day, bro, definitely get there.
Another one is networking. Networking is so important. I feel like the reason why, I feel like there are heaps of kids my age, man, that are so much better than me, what I do. But the one thing that I see that they're lacking is communication, bro. Their networking skills. It's like they can't sell themselves, and then they can't kind of sell their product, and they're very introvert. They're very introvert. Yeah. I mean, but they're creative, but they're introvert. You know what I mean? So if you want to get yourself out there, but you gotta break out of that bubble. And I wasn't always talkative like this. I mean, I had to break out of my bubble too. I had to learn from other people as well. If you talked to me 2 years ago, I wouldn't be able to talk like this. No way, bro. So it's repetition, passion, and networking.
Yeah, I would say if you are interested in actually doing something like this, like a podcast, a vlog, or anything, just go and do it. I've said this multiple times. Our community does not have a quota. We need to not think, if you are watching Fresh, or if you're watching whatever entity is coming out, that's not it. We can have more Fresh TV, or we can have more other things. Those people doing that, that's great. But we need more. There's no quota Pacifica elements or creatives out there. Just because we have a Jason Momoa or a The Rock Johnson, we need more. So go out there and do it, because we need you to do it. And that's another reason why I did Sipping Cocoa, is because there are other blogs out there that are larger than mine, but there's no quota. There's no one person. You don't see Palangi people out there being like, oh, we got Benedict Cumberbatch, that's the only Brit we need, So we need more people from the US, from all over, from Australia, New Zealand, all over, throwing creative stuff out there, or their message, being politicians, being business people, just doing it all. So that's my message, is go do your passion and be great at it.
To everybody listening, whenever this may be, that you're in the right spot at the right time, and probably the feelings that you are feeling that are good, act on them, and don't try and shy away from it, whether it be to express yourself in this way, or if you're doubting yourself, oh, am I good enough, or just staying true to who you are, I guess, because there is nobody else that is the same as you, and there never will be. I think people will be able to do what you do, but nobody can do it in a way that you're meant to do it.
And the attitude, gratitude, if you are struggling right now, then tonight before you go to bed, write down 3 things that you're grateful for, and then tomorrow do it, and then do it again. And then in 3 or 4 weeks' time, you're going to start noticing that you spend your days looking for the good in your life.
It was an interview of will.i.am, and he said to his mum said, you need to find a job. And he was like, I already have a job, but I'm just not getting paid yet. That's the vision that you need to have. It's definitely the time to do it now.
No one serving as a soldier gets entangled civilian affairs, but rather tries to please his commanding officer. If you want to be amazing every day you wake up, don't wake up wanting to get involved in things that happen of this world. But if you listen to your commanding officer, which is God, I'm telling you now, when gossip hits, when judgment hits, it's oh man, it might hurt, but My eyes are focused on something greater than what's happening over here.
A challenge that everyone would have, I can encourage, is to kind of live with honor. And okay, the role that people are having in your life, pastors, your leaders, your family, your parents. The last time you really just honor them and say thank you, and recognize what they do for you and the sacrifice they make for you.
Probably, like, depending where you are in your journey, because like I've been through a lot, but like I've noticed mainly my people that come to me want to know about the weight loss, and so I would say if you are, I was 150 kilos at my biggest. Wow. If you are anywhere near that, if you're any size, if you're super overweight and you're like thinking that that's the end of you, like, let me tell you now, that's not. Like, all you have to do is choose something that you can do, that you can stick to, you can stick to it, and work on it every day. Work on you for 1 hour, whatever that may be. Whatever, could be going for a walk, could be trying to do a push-up, could be, anything, absolutely anything. Make yourself a priority. Make yourself a priority for 1 hour every day. It's not much. There's still 23 to go. Like, it's only 1 hour. Just keep going and never, ever stop.
First is that you kind of have to really like strengthen your why, like the reason why you want to do it. Because when I was in construction and I hated it, it was all about me. Like, I hate this. Like, that was all about me. It wasn't until I started like adding to my why, because if you're just going to do it for yourself, I think that it's going to be hard to get out. It wasn't until I started thinking like, oh, my kids, what are they, what's going to happen to them? I started adding them to my why. And then I looked at my family, like my mom and my dad, I started adding them to my why. That started the engine moving, bro. So that's how I kind of started getting things going. So I would say, first of all, like, really sit down and just think about like why you want to do it. If you're thinking about like breaking out of your industry or whatever, why do you want to do it? And then the second thing is, don't wait until it's perfect. That has been a recurring thing in my whole journey. Like, you have to make something happen now. Whatever it is, like, you have to be taking steps. If a lot of people want to release something, like I want to release a course or something like that, I just want to wait till it's got this, it's got that, it's got that. Bro, like, what you can do is, what I've learned is that you can just like do a little tester. You don't have to actually release the course. You can just be like, hey, who's keen for this? That's getting started, like, and you'll get feedback instantly. So just do something straight away.
Be yourself, be happy, do what makes you happy. And if you can find that, and if you haven't got it, search for it, find it as quickly as possible, and then put all your efforts into that. Do what makes you happy, because if you do what makes you happy, you're going to do it well. I guarantee you. And if you do that, you're going to impact someone else. If we can impact other people, whether it's your family, your friends, your community, other people that come into your life, and it makes them happy, it'll usually make you happy.
I think whatever is the desire in your heart, I just say get started. I mean, I think there's no way, no one starts clean, everyone starts messy. And the difference though between somebody who has achieved greatness and versus somebody who hasn't is that the person just got started. I think just doing it and figuring it out is part of the process. Fall in love with the process of what it is you want to do. And so if you can love the process of whatever it is you're doing, then you can find enjoyment and fulfillment in. Then have the self-awareness. I would say have the self-awareness to know what it is that you don't like doing, because then you can have a goal. Now I have a new goal. I want to hire that part out to have somebody do that thing for me, or I need to find somebody to do it, someone to record me. I hate editing my videos. I'm going to pay somebody to edit my whatever that may be. But I think in the realm of building a brand or a business or whatever you're trying to do in life, I think the big thing is just to get started.
If I was to tell Deli, my daughter, that she was wrong, what would that do to her? You know what I mean? And not just what I say, but how I say it. It would have busted her confidence, It would have put, she probably wouldn't tell me you're joking more, anything like that, But yeah, it's just comes down to, our kids, they're pockmarks, and they grow because of what we put into them, and like how we look after them, how we nurture them. We don't want to be putting weeds in them. We don't want to be telling them.
If you don't feel like you're enough, that's not true. You're fucking enough. If you have a goal, if you have something that you want to achieve, if you want to be growing yourself massively, if you're not happy right now and you want to feel fulfilled, you want to be happy, you want to grow yourself, you want to start your dream business, you want to get in incredible shape, then it's already there. You just have to step into it and understand that you're enough. Stop judging yourself. Understand that you're enough. Doesn't matter what you've gone through, you can break through out of there. Just make that decision to say, enough is enough. I'm done living in this low consciousness. I want to step up for myself and be happy with who I am, and make that decision because it is possible. So
I want to mention a song that I love singing at church. And one of the phrases, or one of the lines in the song goes, onward, ever onward. And I guess what I want to share and encourage is to keep pressing forward. So, you know, even if we stop moving, even if we stop progressing, stop even for just a little bit, regather yourself, and then keep moving forward. You know, keep grinding hard every day. Doesn't matter what you're doing to move forward, just as long as you're moving forward. You know, a lot of us are doing it tough out there. So, you know, I want to encourage you, as you are moving forward, bring your brothers and sisters up together with you, man. I encourage you all to, you know, whatever you may be doing, whatever endeavors you may be doing, to press forward, to stay diligent, to grind hard, to stay consistent, man. And, you know, one day you'll get there. And you look back and you'll be grateful that you pressed so hard and so fast. You'll be grateful that you pressed onward and onwards. Yeah, that's my word of encouragement that I leave to you guys. Yeah, hopefully I can see you guys up in the film industry.
The one thing would just be enjoy the process, man. Like really understand that where you are right now, and I'll go back to position, destination, and direction. Remember those three things. Remember position, because you acknowledge where you are right now. Destination, you understand where you want to get to, and then you'll know the direction from there. You and I right now, Josh, you know, right now you're in Smithfield. I'm in Regent's Park. And I say, meet me at Parramatta. Our destination's the same, but we've got to acknowledge where we are positioned right now.
If you were complaining, but you're not doing anything about it, then we have a problem. The more time you spend complaining, the less time you actually spend doing shit. So, and there's always going to be moments in your life where you want more, you want better, but it's up to you to actually do better. And it all comes down to how bad you want it and your why. So, for myself, the fear of failing wasn't just the fear of failing in front of myself, it was the fear of failing in front of other people. And, you know, the voices of outside sources affecting my inner voice. So if you can diminish and get rid of what anybody else says about you, what anybody thinks about you, because it's crazy how much we can overthink about what other people think about. And fear is, you know, created by, fear is not a real thing. Fear is made up within ourselves. So if you can, you know, just whatever you're trying to do, don't worry about what anybody thinks about you, don't worry about what anybody says about you, don't worry about failing, because you know that you can get back up and you keep trying. Whatever you're trying to do, stop thinking and just start fucking doing it. Stop thinking and start doing it.
Highly recommend you surround yourself around positive people, but people who also challenge you to help you grow. If you're in a situation where you're not feeling so well, these are the people you need to reach out to. Also, don't be afraid to be who you are. And again, that sounds really like, oh my gosh, that sounds like a white person. But trust me, you learn a little bit more about yourself when you can hear it from a different perspective. And be confident in what you do. And this could be confident in how you walk, be confident in how you convey yourself, but definitely be confident in the way you speak and talk, and don't let anyone, And you know, don't let the trauma consume you. Definitely take mental health seriously.
Whatever you're walking around with, the idea in your head, bring it to life. Bring it to life. Stop sleeping on it. Stop dreaming about it, and bring it to life. And you can't give up, or you can't say it's not going to work if you haven't even tried it.
I like the quote from Mark Twain, I never let my schooling interfere with my education. I really like that. No matter what you're doing in school, try to do as well as you can, but don't let it interfere with your education. And I think the most important education out there is figuring out how to be the best you that you can be. Whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, in relationships.
Something that's helped me, and I hope that it can help someone out there, is like, man, if you have a dream or if you have something that you want to fulfill, you know, just my advice would be just to start, just to get started. You know, it may not work out, it may be like a roller coaster, but you know, getting started will help you, you know, eventually. So yeah, that's like my advice to someone out there, if it's in business or if it's in life, you know, just to get started and work on it every single day, and you know, eventually it will work in your favor. You just have to give it time and continuously work on it.
Back yourself. Like the amount of times that we back other people and we support our friends and we're like, you can do it, like I believe in you. Keep that same energy for yourself, because like at the end of the day, when you start the journey, when you finally start it, you're going to be your number one supporter. So you need to make sure that you've got your own back. So just back yourself. Believe in yourself the same way that you would believe in your friends.
The mission was simple. Impact the one who was lost. The one who was lost was never at the back. The one who was lost was always at the front.